Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. I like to start everything with a dance like that, don't you? That was wonderful. All the people in the world dancing to an Irish jig. Fabulous. Well, this is a sacred space and this is a vital time. So you've now entered into a place of possibility, an island of tranquility, a true transformation station. And you're welcome here, wherever you are, you're here. Isn't that great? Right here, virtually, together, and in our hearts, we're totally connected. So we welcome you to another Sunday morning where we get to share with you our very sane and practical philosophy, one in which hearts are healed, confusion is clarified, and souls become contented. We love that you're here with us. We love you. Our purpose is awakening humanity to a spiritual magnificence. Our vision is creating a world that works for all. And our mission is providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. And our purpose statement is, and please say it with me, living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now I'm happy to introduce our opening song. It may have been presented a year or so ago, maybe two, but it's still amazing. Our music team is teaming up together to share with us this morning beautiful Michael Gott song, All That I Need. Oh, it's wonderful to see us all together. Let's keep that vision in our minds because we will have that experience once again. In the meantime, we can feel that connection, heart to heart. Now it's time for a little meditation. So I invite you to join me, be in as comfortable position as you can. And if you choose to, close your eyes. Let's take a deep, holy breath of life.
Feel it filling our physical bodies, emotions, and thoughts with the life of Spirit itself. And then releasing that breath, we let go of any concern, any doubt, any uncertainty. We let go of any false sense of being separate from Source. For it's so sweet to remember that there is one, only one life, one divine presence, and each of us is part and parcel of that unity. And so we continue to breathe naturally and normally and allow that radiant presence of divine life to wash through us so that physically and mentally and emotionally we are in balance. We are made new. We allow that beautiful sense of new life, radiant life, to continue circulating through us with grace and with ease. And now imagine standing by some very beautiful fertile soil. Sunshine above, perfect temperatures. And this soil is surrounded by beautiful trees or whatever you choose to imagine there. But the soil itself is waiting to receive the seeds that you choose to plant now. Whatever you have decided upon, flowers, vegetables, herbs, plants of any kind. Take those seeds now, and however you wish to do so, begin planting them in that rich and beautiful soil, knowing that the soil receives them without question and prepares to deliver them in the right time and in the right way according to what the seed itself may be. Now let a little time elapse take place. And imagine returning to this beautiful field that you have planted and see the sprouts coming up and see the stems, the leaves, whatever is emerging, and watch it unfold as the entire plant or tree, flower, whatever you had planted in those wonderful seeds has now grown into its fulfillment. Feel a sense of satisfaction, of peace and gratitude as you see what you have planted in this rich, fertile soil that received the impress of those seeds and brought forth the plants that you had in mind. And now imagine that you are planting in the fertile soil of creative mind itself a new vision, loving thoughts, creative ideas, harmonious, compassionate, co-creative visions of our world and how we are now ready to bring it into being. And just as you planted those seeds in the soil that brought forth the beautiful, healthy vegetation, now we are planting them in the infinite soil of creative mind. Choose, select carefully what you are ready to bring forth into our world. And now let's plant these seeds together. Some may plant justice. Some may plant compassion. Some may plant prosperity. Some may plant deeper love. Whatever we are each planting, it's very much in harmony with all of the other seeds. So take a moment now in the sacred silence and plant the seed thoughts that we all are ready to have grow into reality, into our new world. Let this vision begin with the seed thoughts now. And it is in the rich, fertile soil of infinite mind that these seeds have been planted. And just as we saw the time elapse in the physical seeds, let's now begin to see in our deeper part of our hearts, in the greater expressions of our minds, the beginning of the emergence of the new vision of a beautiful world we are co-creating, a world that truly, truly is now beginning to work for all. In this moment of silence, begin to see and celebrate the emergence of a new vision. Oh, it is good, very, very good. And this is just the beginning. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you, to give us our opening affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment of the morning, our dear practitioner, Georgiana Gord.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday service of our Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Georgiana and please join me as I do our opening treatment, which is our affirmative prayer. And please join me as you choose. I'll be treating in the first person. So knowing there's only one life, one love that's everywhere present, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to co-create with the divine. The divine that is universal love, the divine that is an essence, that is all of the I am that I am. And I know and I affirm that the I am that I am lives through and by means of me as peace and joy and harmony and wisdom. And then core, right in the center of my being, is God. And I co-create from God because God loves through and by means of me. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to align in God and to know that this loving present is everywhere and it's right here, right now. So thank you, Mother, Father, God, as I feel the center of God's love deep within the center of my being, as I co-create with God's love, as I am an individualization of the Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this opportunity to know this, to feel it, as I release this into the law, knowing it is received, acted upon, and done. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Georgie. That was beautiful. And did you notice that in her treatment, she used the word opportunity in connection with feeling the oneness of God. And did you notice that right in the middle of the word opportunity, you find unity? Ah, that may be a talk one day. This is the time that we often have, or at least occasionally have, a demonstration of something beautiful that's taken place in a person's life because of this teaching. And we don't have one today, but I have the good news to tell you that we expect to have one next week. So in the meantime, continue to let this divine presence express through you in such a way that you have an opportunity to feel the unity, and that you let me know when something wonderful has taken place in your life that we can share with the entire group. So now let us speak our affirmation for the day, and you'll find it right on your screen. I rely completely on the law of mind to respond perfectly according to my new powerful belief. All right, kids, gather round. This is your time. This is not Mr. Rogers. This is Dr. Maxine. But I'll do my best to share with you something that that we all know is very important. Well, I know most of you, and I know that you probably have done what I'm going to ask, and that is, did you ever plant seeds in a cup or in a garden? And I know you've planted them in cups because our teachers in Fun Day School have shown you how to do that. And then you got to take the cup home with the seed in it, and you got to watch that plant grow up. You may even have a garden in your own backyard. I think some of you do. And so if you planted tomato seeds, what would you expect to grow? Oh, I think I heard most people say tomatoes. I didn't hear one person say petunias, because you know that the seed already contains within it the plant, the flower, whatever it is that you are placing in the soil. It's already there. It can only give you the result of your intention. It can only give you tomatoes if tomato seeds are what you planted. Well, so long as you care for them and water them, you'll get tomatoes. Your thoughts are like seeds in the soil of God's mind. And I know that you know that. You've been learning it a long time. And if you plant loving ideas, what do you expect to reap? Good relationships, of course. And if anybody, certainly not you, but if anybody should plant unkind ideas, what would they expect? Unpleasant relationships, perhaps. What about something that you really wish to accomplish? Can you think about that for a minute? What would you really like to have or to do or to be? Well, you can plant ideas of, I can. And soon you will find that you can. And after that, you'll find that you did. Because there's this wonderful law of mind, and it will give you back what you plant in it. Were you born a winner? Yes. Were you born a loser? No. But more importantly, you were born a chooser. So what are you going to choose today and tomorrow and every other day? You can count on the law of sowing and reaping that Jesus taught so beautifully. You can count on it. You can depend upon it, just like you can depend upon the love of God. Okay. I'm looking forward to you being back here again when the time is right. Aren't you? Here's a hug. Here's a hug in the meantime. Okay, we love you. I guess it's time for me to talk to the adults. Maybe I already was. Well, as you know, the theme for the month of June is practical spirituality. And today we are speaking about an equal opportunity employee. And of course, that's the law of mind. And we employ it all the time. And it works the same for everyone, everywhere, all the time. It works the same for people of any color, any gender, any ethnicity, any age. The law is dependable. It works equally. Ernest Holmes said the universe is impersonal. It gives alike to all. It is no respecter of persons. It values all alike. Its nature is to impart. Ours is to receive. Well, the law responds to everyone and anyone at all times, no exceptions. I recently came across a wonderful saying. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. Well, we have a lot to change, don't we? There's a lot of group think called human race consciousness working on the subjective area of life that influences us until what? Until we become aware of it. We understand that we're planting the seeds and we're reaping what we have sown individually. But we must be aware also of this group think, where a lot of seeds have been planted by a lot of people, and some of them are thorns and weeds. They're not all beautiful flowers and nutritional plants. Let me give you some examples. Centuries ago, men were believed to be the sole creator of children. Women were simply the vessels that carried them. But it was all the man that had to do with the child itself. Interesting. And much more recently, women were considered property of men. This property was supposed to act properly. We were to be quiet in the morning. Wouldn't work in my house. We were to be demure in public, obedient at home. Very much at work within the group think in so many different arenas was what Martin Buber called the I-it rather than the I-thou. I am a being. That is an it, not a person, but a thing, property, chattel, not human particularly. I, thou, is where I know I am a divine being in human form, and every person I encounter is a divine being in human form, and we greet one another with the namaste. The beloved presence within me acknowledges, honors, and greets the beloved presence within you. We've had centuries of not yet being there. Well, women's suffrage, we stopped being quiet. Did you notice? And I love this phrase. It's been used in many different ways and expressed in different verbiage. And we're not even sure that she actually said this, but I love it. If I can't dance, I don't want to be in your revolution. This was attributed to Emma Goldman. Now, whether she said these precise words or not, I know she was breaking the old think. And she was establishing freedoms, but not without joy. Just as the prelude to our celebration this morning showed people all over the world dancing, choosing to make, making a change in the world while dancing. I feel the same way. If I can't dance, I don't want to be in your revolution. And so I will dance. You know, I've been asked over the years, not so much in recent years, but some time ago, if it was a problem for me. Wasn't it a problem for me? An assumption that was made. Wasn't it a problem for me to become a minister as a woman? Well, for one thing, this is religious science. And from the very beginning, when Ernest Holmes began training ministers so that we could bring the teachings of science of mind out into the world, from the very beginning, there were women ministers. It was never an issue in our philosophy. So, of course, these well-meaning questions from people usually came from folks who had been raised in a religion where there were always men up there, only. The women cleaned the churches, perhaps. Well, as a woman in a man's world, they were concerned that I might have had some challenges. I never did. And that was almost 44 years ago. Well, some of you have heard this story, but it's such a good one, and it's such a true one, and such a meaningful one, that I'm going to tell it to you again now. In my first church in Alamo, California, which was the beginning of my almost 44-year time in the ministry, I had a family with a little girl who was 10 years old, Courtney. She had been with us growing up in our Sunday school for a few years. Her mother, at the time that she was 10, was taking foundational classes with me in the evening. And one evening, she came in and shared with the class that her daughter, Courtney, had been watching an old movie, The African Queen, remember, with Kate and Spencer? And Courtney came into the other room where her mother was preparing dinner, and she said, "Mommy, what does she mean where the lady in the movie spoke about her brother, the Reverend?" And her mother, Gail, said, "Well, that means that her brother is a minister." And Courtney's eyes became very big. And she said to her mother, "Do you mean men can be ministers too?" Isn't it all about how we are raised? Isn't it all about what the people in our lives, our parents, our aunts and uncles and cousins and brothers and sisters and teachers have been socializing us to believe? Don't we see that we need to look to see what those messages were that we received, and then let's get more Courtneys who would be amazed. And then Courtney finally realized, yes, it really is okay for boys to be ministers too. So as individuals start breaking out of this group think, the tide begins to turn and others become free as well. And we begin to use the law collectively in a positive, constructive, creative, beautiful way. Do you know that years ago, of course you know this, people of color were deemed to be substandard? Again, property rather than people. Our country was established by white European Christian men. And they spoke and they wrote of equality, but they were still entrenched in the groupthink that they had brought with them from Europe. Again, the it mentality prevailed with regard to not being considered white. Even Italians and Armenians and Greeks had to bide their time until those powers that were finally decided that, okay, they could be white. But it took a while. And the law of mind is no respecter of persons. It carries out the beliefs established within it. We, you and I, and all of the world, we are co-creators. We're centers of divine activity. We're utilizing the creative, intelligent activity of this law. We're using the power for good for good. That's our mission right now, to use the power for good, to change what used to be that never was true, that was accepted as real and never was. The times, my friends, they are a-changin', and we are the change agents. What's happening is that we're awakening because we were asleep before to the truth. Let's not be real hard on ourselves and recognize that we need to awaken individually, one at a time, 100 at a time, 1,000,000 at a time, billions at a time, until we finally are all awake as a human race. Yesterday was wonderful. Yesterday, we had a Zoom visioning of 27 leaders from 3 different centers for spiritual living. The Center of Peace in Philadelphia, CSL Delaware in, guess what, Delaware, and the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. We all came together on our first Zoom conference gathering of the leadership of these 3 communities that are so close in heart and not too far in geography either. And the topic was coming together, moving from talking our talk to walking our walk. We're having another one in a few days. And then there will be everyone in all 3 communities invited to a powerful visioning altogether. What we were focusing on, and we'll continue to focus on, is what is God's highest idea about honoring all humanity through authentic inner transformation and taking real action in our world. Thursday, June 14th, I'm going to give you a preliminary advertisement that you'll hear again at the end of our celebration. Please mark your calendars if you are part of any of these 3 communities. Thursday, June 14th at 6:30. Now the I, thou must become a part of the group think. Let's have a group think tank where we're not simply having thoughts, but opening our hearts to having feelings. Interestingly, back to the need for us to continue to feel joy in the midst of this holy work that's so powerful, that's so intended, so essential right now. Last night, we had another Zoom experience, and that was our center's match game. We had a Zoom match game where some of the folks in our center became celebrities, and many were contestants, and we laughed our heads off. It was so fun and so funny. And we must continue to experience the laughter and the joy while we move through these important changes in our consciousness and in the consciousness of the world itself. Remember what Ernest Holmes said. Take yourself, no, I'll start again. See, it's a new think. I'm waking up. Let's take what we are doing seriously, but not taking ourselves too seriously while we are doing it. We're waking up a little at a time, a lot at a time. I'm thinking about when I was a brand new young mother, and my little boy, Jimmy, was just a few days old. And I was sitting on the steps, the front porch, just letting him experience some nice fresh air, and we were just being there together. And a little girl, very young girl in the neighborhood, came up, and she said, "Oh, is that your baby?" I said, "Yes." And she asked me, she said, "Are his eyes open yet?" Apparently, they had puppies in their house. And I said, "Yes, his eyes are open yet." And I think that's what we are in the process of doing, is opening our eyes, each in our own way, and then helping other people open their eyes. So just like the joy of last night's Zoom with the match game that we played, and just like the heart-opening experience of the Zoom vision gathering with the 3 centers, I'm going to continue to dance at this revolution, because it's truly an evolution, isn't it? It is our evolutionary process, and we keep waking up and then helping other people to awaken as well. You see, all people, without exception, have access to infinite possibilities. The law is always reliable. It is always accurate. It is quite dependable. And this is a very simple and sane philosophy. Ernest Holmes said, "God is natural goodness, eternal freedom, and pure loving kindness. But the law is a cold, hard fact, returning to each the result of his own actions, be they false or true. The law is a neutral but an intelligent force, a doer and not a knower. All we need to do to use this law is to use it for the right motive, and then we shall be made free. And as you know, no one is truly free until we are all free." So, just as we create our personal experiences through our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs, so we create our world by awakening to a greater truth, to new ways of living that are just and fair, where there's plenty for all, and it's everybody's heart's desire that the same good we desire for ourselves, we desire for others, in whatever way they perceive their good to be. We court the presence. We have an opportunity to experience unity for ourselves and for all others. We court the presence, and then we direct the law, and we direct it for good. We are participating in the most remarkable time in life right now. How fortunate we are to be these people right here and right now, so that when in the future we look back with 2020 vision we will see that this was the most important pivotal year in the history of humanity. We stand at the most important time in our lives, and it's thrilling. And I want to dance through this time of our evolutionary process, and I want to dance with you. Let's together realize that it is our opportunity to awaken to the reality of a beautiful new vision coming true. We're all so grateful to be in this together, moving together. The tide is changing because we are inviting Spirit to be so remarkably powerful, peaceful, and profound within us that every thought and every feeling and every action that we take is moving us closer to the fulfillment of the dream of a new world. Will you say with me, I rely completely upon the law of mind. It responds perfectly according to my new powerful belief. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now is the time of our offertory. What a joyous time to be able to participate in the reciprocal experience of this recirculating fountain of abundance that is our reality. As we enter into this consciousness of this free flow of prosperity, let's rejoice in it and continue to know that this prosperity is abundant and available to every sentient being on the earth. This is our new vision. Let's maintain it. Let's insist upon it. And so we give thanks for all the good that is ours. We give thanks that God is the infinite source of our good. We may have many different instruments through which it comes to us, but God continues to be our source. That's where we share our abundance. We give to the closest source of our spiritual food. And here is an opportunity for you to give to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living to keep us thriving and to keep the doors ready to swing open wide to us when the time comes that we can gather in person again. And so as we begin to share our good, and you see the many ways that this can be done, let's begin to say together with our hearts wide open, our prosperity affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy, with gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied, and I am prospered. And so it is.
Seasons, the clouds, the Constant is the love of the one. I can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. Constant is my soul, constant is the sun. Constant is the love of the one. I can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. I'm watching the world spin beyond my control. I'm watching the world spin beyond my control. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Davis, and it is my pleasure to serve as your board president and treasurer, and I'm happy to bring you today's announcements. So first off, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who participated in last night's match game. It was such fun to get together and enjoy one another's creativity and laugh and really have some fun using the fabulous Zoom technology. So thank you to our celebrity guests, and thank you to our participants, and thank you to our studio audience, and most especially thank you to Payson Burt and Diane Cedar. They've put in hours learning how to make Zoom do its magic and figuring out the best way to bring this fun event to our community. It was truly a labor of love, showcasing your talents and a true gift of your time. So thank you both for bringing this to us, and thank you to everyone who participated. There will be more fun to come. We are scheduling some other fun Zoom activities, so please be sure and check your email for the GPCSL weekly news. And also you can check out our website, www.cslphilly.org, so that you can stay in touch and up to date with all the events and fun activities that we have planned. Speaking of fun activities, hopefully you heard through last week's announcements or via email that the board has decided to continue to live stream our Sunday celebrations. It's out of an abundance of caution and in compliance with state and local regulations and recommendations. So through the month of June, we will continue to enjoy our Sunday celebrations through our live streaming. And then when it is time for us to swing wide our doors again, we will let everybody know, and we look forward to seeing everyone at that time. Have you ever wanted to get all the way through the Science of Mind textbook but found it a little overwhelming? Here's my Science of Mind textbook, and I have never made it all the way through, but we have an opportunity to be able to make that a reality. Reverend Mike is hosting a Science of Mind textbook book discussion, basically 1 hour every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. starting June 20th, which is next Sunday. Reverend Mike is going to walk us through the textbook, and he says he's going to do it for as long as it takes to get all the way through the textbook. So what a wonderful goal. This is a free class. Love offerings will be accepted, and it's also something where you can drop in and drop out. So if you can't make every Saturday, but you can make most of them, then feel free to jump in and join that class. And the way to do that, so that you have the invitation to join via Zoom, is to email Reverend Mike at revmike@cslphilly.org. Again, that's REVMIKE at cslphilly.org, and let Reverend Mike know that you're interested in participating. He'll send you the Zoom invitation, and off we'll go, and we will get through the textbook, and gosh, I can't wait to learn all the insights and the juiciness of the textbook in ways that I've never had the opportunity to do before. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, we have coming up, and we ask you to please mark your calendars for a very special event. It's an important conversation coming together, moving from talking our talk to walking our walk. Please mark your calendars for Thursday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. as the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living joins with the Center for Peace and CSL Delaware to vision for a world that works for everyone. Reverend Twana Malone, Reverend Kathleen Johnson, and Dr. Maxine Kaye have been meeting to address the extremely important matter of honoring all humanity through authentic inner transformation and real action in our world. Leadership from all three spiritual communities have been envisioning God's highest idea of what is ours to do at this pivotal time in our communities and beyond. Now, all our members and friends are invited to attend this virtual conversation with open hearts and open minds as we co-create together a greater vision of the possible. Everyone is encouraged to participate by contacting admin@cslphilly.org to receive the Zoom invitation and link to connect. Again, that's admin@cslphilly.org, and it is being held on Thursday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. And we have talked before about demonstration celebrations. There's so much good that is demonstrating in people's lives right now. And we love to give everyone the opportunity to hear those good news stories. So there are a couple of ways that you can do that. First step is to contact Dr. Maxine and let her know that you have a demonstration that you would like to share with the community. And a demonstration is basically a positive thing that has happened in your life as a result of spiritual mind treatment and the science of mind teaching. So you have a conversation with her, and then you can either type out your demonstration and someone else will read it for you, or you can record yourself on your phone or have someone record you like I'm doing right now, and we will play it for everyone. So there's a couple different ways, and it's a wonderful way to share goodness because there's a lot of goodness going on all the time, as we know. And so we just want everyone to be aware of it. And so this is a great way to share that with everyone. And so if you decide to do that, you can contact Dr. Maxine. Her phone number is 760-574-2490. Again, that's 760-574-2490, or you can text her at that same number, or you can email her. And if you didn't catch that number, it is on our new website, so you can get it there. And also, one more thing, we're going to be holding a Zoom social time right after the celebration. So there is a Zoom link that, through the magic of Jeff, he's creating it somewhere. It's probably popping up over my head somewhere right now. So feel free to join in with that. It's just an opportunity to chat with people just like we would if we were having coffee in our social area at Suite 16. So it'll start very quickly after the celebration today ends. And I think that is all I have to tell you about this morning. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday, and a wonderful week, and keep track of those demonstrations and share them with our community. And until we see you in person, we shall continue to see you via Zoom, and hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks, everyone.
Well, that was our royal president and secretary. Thank you, Karen. That was lovely. Now we're going to have our closing song. And guess who we have singing Gotta Be Patient? You're not going to believe this. Michael Bublé, Bare Naked Ladies, and Sophia Reyes. Okay, hit it, gang. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we give thanks that love is in the air, that life is emerging as it should, that the law responds to us beautifully, and we are using it, this beautiful power, for good. We're using it for good, and so it is.